Another week has come and gone. I am personally still full from my Thanksgiving meal, and today is one of your favorite days, known as Black Friday.
It is, and Bryce, that also means it's time for Friday 5, which is presented by the Nebraska Corn Board. Thank you for joining me this week.
Hey, I'm happy to be back.
Well, even though people had a short week this week, it's safe to say the news did not slow down in the world of ag.
It certainly did not, and with that, we will get right to this week's countdown.
Starting off at number 5, the USDA canceled a $250,000 contract with Smithfield Foods following public complaints that a Chinese-owned company would receive U.S. relief funds intended for farmers losing money from the U.S.-China trade war.
The contract was part of the Food Purchase and Distribution Program within the $12 billion trade mitigation package. While Smithfield Foods pointed out that they are still a U.S.-based company employing Americans, Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley argued that he didn't understand why Smithfield qualified for the funding that was meant to help U.S. farmers.
Moving on to number 4, Mexico expects Trump will agree to lift steel and aluminum tariffs in exchange for signatures on the new U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement.
A government official from Mexico says the expectation is that by the time of signing, there will either be a solution or a very clear track that the tariffs will be ending.
Removing steel and aluminum tariffs would allow Canada and Mexico to remove retaliatory tariffs imposed against roughly $15 billion in U.S. exports.
Now, in the middle of our countdown, the Department of Agriculture Farm Service Agency has announced William Bill Beam as the new Deputy Administrator of Farm Programs.
As Deputy Administrator, Beam will be responsible for overseeing and implementing policies and procedures that regulate the delivery of federal farm programs.
He will also oversee major portions of the Farm Bill, including programs that are intended to help farmers, ranchers, and forest stewards manage risks and recover from disasters.
I don't know about you, Bryce, but this number 1 story is really cool. The New York Beef Council, the Iowa Beef Council, and the Beef Checkoff hosted 2 virtual field trips for high school culinary classrooms. The farm owner gave nearly 250 New York students the opportunity to visit his farm and learn about beef production from farm to fork.
Now, these tours lasted about 45 minutes each, as students had the opportunity to get a close-up look of a cow and a calf, witness animal handling demonstrations, and learn about antibiotic and finishing rations.
And our number 1 story this week, it is finally Christmas tree season. Do you have your tree up?
I don't yet, but I personally believe today is the first day people should be allowed to have trees up on Black Friday. But President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump have outdone themselves. They received the 2018 White House Christmas tree back on Monday.
This tree is 19.5 feet tall. It was delivered by horse and carriage, and it traveled all the way from the mountaintop Fraser Fur Farm in Newland, North Carolina.
The tradition of the White House Christmas tree dates back to 1889. President Benjamin Harris placed the first tree in the Yellow Room, even complete with toys under the tree for his grandchildren.
That's a festive story for this week's edition of Friday 5, which is presented by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Enjoy eating all of your Thanksgiving leftovers and have a great weekend.
This is Mike. Mike likes his car. Mike likes to save money. And Mike likes to breathe. So Mike fills up with E15 with 15% American ethanol. The clean octane in E15 gives Mike the performance he wants from his engine and the clean air he wants for his family. Better yet, E15 costs less at the pump. Higher octane, cleaner air, lower cost. E15 sure gives Mike a lot to like. Discover E15 with American ethanol.